Okay, I wanted to talk about how to sit with your feelings because this comes up for my clients a lot. And I just think a lot of people don't talk about it. I know Dr. Berman does. She does that a lot on her page. So if you want to see some examples of somebody sitting with their feelings, you can go check out her Facebook page. She's been grieving the loss of her son, Sammy. And so lots of different emotions have come up for her. And she's actually shown ways to express emotions. So there's a difference between allowing your emotions, channeling them and sitting with them, and then expressing them. So expression would be like yelling at somebody because you're angry, or like beating a pillow. Like she has a video of her like just pounding on a pillow. That's expressing anger. Tears are expressing sadness. There's just different ways that you can take the energy of the emotion and use it in some way to help you kind of channel it. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. You really just need to recognize the emotion as it arises in you and allow it. So some of us are really turned off from our body and from feeling. And so we know like something's beneath the surface, but we don't really know what it is or what to do with it, or what it means or where it came from. Or we know like we should be sad or we should like be grieving right now, but we don't really know how to just like let that happen because we've gotten so used to disassociating, coming up out of our bodies and just being numb to everything, because numbness feels much better sometimes than the pain that we're trying to sit with. So if you've avoided feeling your feelings for a very long time, then it's going to be hard. And so one of the things that I think is important to do first is to open your heart. So it sounds a little counterintuitive because you're like, why would I want to open my heart and, be happy? Like when I know that I have some kind of negative emotion to feel. But opening your heart is usually a safer doorway into feeling in your body. So getting to this place of a nice, loving, good feeling first is a little bit less scary than, okay, I'm going to like deal with some crazy stuff right now. So first you would open your heart, and that's where you get into meditation and you recall a memory. In my course, Happily Ever After, I call it your key to happiness. You recall a memory of you being super happy, of experiencing like pure love, pure joy. For me, it's, I don't know why this is the memory. I got several, but the one that's like really quick for me is one time I met my kids at a restaurant with my family, and my kids ran up to me. Like they both were just like, mommy, 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 and just gave me these big hugs. And it was just an awesome moment of pure love. And like, they didn't care who was around. Like the restaurant was full of people, and then they were just so excited to see mommy. So that's my one that I think of right now. And I've had different ones over time. Sometimes I think about swimming or being like underwater and looking up at the sun through the water is a weird one for me. I used to do it when I was a child a lot. You could be out in the sunshine. You could be at the beach, in the mountains, on a trail. You could be having your baby, which I feel like that's a little more traumatic than like that pure love thing right in that moment, but some people might feel that it was. What else? Nature is always a good one because nature is the vibration of love. It's like the frequency of love. So it's a pretty easy one. Usually when we're in it, we attune or align to that vibration. So it's easy to have those kinds of experiences then. Let's see, what else would it be? There could be really good food that you had that you're just like, oh, it's the best thing. Or you may have to go back to like childhood and just think of some stuff from childhood. But so you would close your eyes and you recall this experience, this memory, and then go back in your body and try to relive it because you actually want to feel it in your body. You want to feel your energy shift to this new frequency where whatever you felt like in that moment is exactly what you feel like. So you close your eyes. You can try it with me if you want. You recall your key to happiness. And then you start to feel it. I feel like tingling that radiates through my legs, which makes sense because it's a very grounded place. I can feel it go up through my heart. You can feel like an opening, especially if you think, oh, I just want to radiate this and share this with others. Usually, you know when you get there when the smile spreads on your face. So you shifted into this higher vibration and you are allowing yourself to feel into your body, feel what that feels like. So then to sit with something that's not this high vibration, it's okay because now we're in our body. And I think that the easiest way that I have found to feel it, if you're not actively deconstructing something, like if you're not on the phone with your coach, it's not present for you, you're not there, but you know you want to sit, like grief, for example, is a good one. First, you have to set the intention that you are welcoming this feeling. Think of it like a friend who's come to visit you. You are now welcoming it. You've created a space and a time to experience it because for whatever reason, it wasn't a good time before to feel it. So first set the intention that you're welcoming the feeling. You're welcoming whatever needs to come up and go through you. It's all this is. It's allowing the energy that came into your body in that moment to now come forward and be released. Carla McLaren, I was trying to remember if she was a doctor or not. I think she's not. She writes about emotions a lot, and she likes to do imaginal experiences, like really visualizing it. So she says to, find the feeling, give it a color, imagine it like light just flowing through you like water or whatever visual you can think of just something just flowing out of you and into your boundary and strengthening your boundary. And that one's really good if the emotion is anger because you really want to make that boundary firm. But just letting that feeling arise and flow out of you. But to get to it first, I like to go to what I've done with somatic experiencing, which is find a little spot in your body, any spot at all, where there's some kind of discomfort, where something feels just a little off or a little tight, a little tense, a little firm. For me, a lot can be in my low back. That can be tense and I can work there. I get a lot of tense tightness in my throat and in my jaw, which makes sense because that's when we close up and we block that fifth chakra. We like stop sadness right here. So any of those times when you really need to cry, but you couldn't for whatever reason, I had one this weekend, we blocked it right here. So you get curious about this, I feel like pressure on my throat when I'm saying like it literally chokes me. Or tense, what is the word? Tension in my jaw. So just kind of do a full scan of your body. You can go from your head down to your feet and stop in those places where you feel just a little bit of discomfort. So if you're with me, go ahead and see what that area is for you. And then ask it what it needs. And you may actually hear an answer, what it needs from you, or you may just feel like you need to move your body differently. You may need to relax your jaw and just let your mouth hang open. You may need to rock a little side to side, or you may hear a whole story. I need you to take care of me. I need you to put me first. I need you to make this a priority. I needed to be heard. You may, if you just really, really lean into trust of what it is, you may actually hear the original event that put it there, especially if it's something from long, long ago in your childhood. I had some tension in my jaw once, and I was working with a beautiful coach, Megan Smith, and she was just asking me about my body. And I knew that the tension was from this one event where I told my mom something and she didn't believe me, which makes a whole lot of sense because this is all related to our fifth chakra, telling the truth and being heard. And she didn't believe me. It was something I told her that was really big. And so I'd held on to that for like a really long time. But if you don't hear anything, that's okay too. The goal is just to relax enough that you allow the energy of the emotion to flow through and out of your body. That's it. And emotion actually passes usually in about 90 seconds. So don't be afraid of it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to overwhelm you. The memory of a traumatic experience for sure can overwhelm you, and you might want to work with a somatic experiencing coach if you're there. But for most of these things that we hold on to, it's just that we did not allow the emotion in the time that it happened. And so we keep resisting it, which makes it even worse because now our body is physically getting exhausted from holding us in this locked position. And our posture will actually change to match the holding pattern of that emotion. So you just want to get curious about what you feel. Welcome it in and allow it to flow. You can stop and journal about it if you want. I like to just sit with it and let it flow and not try to move away from it because you can disassociate again and shut it down again when you're journaling if you don't really go into it. So your practice here is to be fully in your body, befriend your body, befriend the energy. Remember, emotions are just messages from your soul. They are showing you when you're in and out of alignment with your purpose. That's all they are. You don't need to do anything with it other than allow it. And if you really want to listen and get the message from your soul, you can do that. But be sure to not distract yourself from it.